I want to show you how simultaneous equation in mathematics is being solved in a very simple and unique way. So you know very well that simultaneous equations have various methods you can apply to solve it. Now we're going to use elimination method. So let's go. Come, let me show you. The question is reading 3 books and 2 pens cost 260 shillings, while 2 books and 1 pen cost 160 shillings. Find the cost of 1 book and 1 pen. Find the cost of 1 book and 1 pen. This is an example of simultaneous equation application question. Now, they have given you the cost of 3 books and 2 pens combined as 260 shillings. They've also given you the cost of 2 books and 1 pen combined as 160 shillings. So what they want is for you to calculate the cost of 1 book and 1 pen and make sure you confirm whether your answer is correct. What do we do? Let's go. Method, procedure. So first you need to create the equation. You have to create the equation. How do you create the equation? Equation 1. Equation 1. Equation 1. You'll say 3 books and 2 pens cost 260 shillings. Now we have our equation 1. You name this as equation 1. Equation 1. Then there is another equation you need to create here called equation 2. Sorry. So for equation 2, which says 2 books and 1 pen cost 160 shillings, you create equation 2. So 2 books and 1 pen cost 160 shillings. This becomes your equation 2. So step number 1, we've said you create the 2 equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Remember, this is an application question. If you look at this question keenly, it is an application question. Application question means it's something you apply in real life situation. Therefore, this is what we refer to as application question. Many candidates, many students find it very difficult to solve simultaneous equation, yet it's one of the simplest questions you can ever come across, and the methods used to calculate or to solve simultaneous equations are always constant. The procedure is always the same. So once you capture the method, trust me, you will never ever fail such a question. Now, let's get to the calculation process. Now, in your calculation process, one thing you should take note of is this. While creating your equation 1 from the equation and equation 2, make sure that the letters B for book and the second equation B for the same book are lying in the same column. Also, ensure that the letter P for the pen for equation 1 and P for the pen equation 2 lies in the same column, so you don't mix them up. Don't come and write 3 books and 2 pens cost 260 shillings as your equation 1, then 2 pens and 2 books cost 160 shillings. Of course, it should be 1 book, 2 pens and 1 book. Yeah, it should be 2 books and 1 pen. So while writing the equation don't do this, because in your alignment you can see we have book, the cost of book in equation 1, and the cost of pen in this column. So this will not work out. Ensure that P and P are lying in the same column. Also ensure that P and P are lying in the same column. So if you realize that you have different values at the top and below, what you need to do is to interchange one of these equations. Ensure, just take one of these, bring it here, and the other one to go there, so that you can align them in order, because you can't work them out when this value is reading a different figure with this. Ensure they are both reading same letters like this. So this is correct, this is not correct. So if you have happened to do this, ensure you avoid it completely. So that is one thing you need to note. Ensure B and B in the same column, P and P are lying in the same column. Whichever letter, whichever value, just ensure the letters that you have in equation 1 and equation 2, they are both aligned in the same column, and they should be similar. That's a note that you should be really keen with. Now, here's the question. What you are supposed to do after writing it and creating or forming your two equations like this, you come and make, it is you to decide whether to make the value of B to be reading same numbers, or you can choose to make the value of P, that is pens, to be reading same numbers, so that when you subtract them, they should give you a 0. Just one of them, not both. Only one. You choose to make either the values of books to read same numbers, in order for you to subtract them and have a 0 as your answer, or you decide whether it is P you want to make to read same value. So it's up to you to choose which side you want to make them to read the same value. It is either B or P. Which values should you make to read the same? The values are here. These are what we call coefficients. So the value here of B is 3, and the value of B in second equation is 2. The value of P in our first equation is 2. Yet the value of P in our second equation is 1. So these are the values you need to make to read the same. Now, with me, I'm going to choose B to read same values. I'm going to choose B to read same values. So I want B here and the second B in equation 1 and 2 to read same values, so that when I subtract them, they will give me a 0, because what we are going to do using elimination method is just to eliminate one of the letters. So to eliminate means to do away with. So in order to do away with one of the letters, you will have to subtract. You will have to subtract. The way they are, if you happen to subtract them the way they are like this, 3 minus 2, you will get 1. And yet what we want to remain with here should be a 0. Should be a 0. We don't want to remain with 1. So what do we do? Follow up. Create your line like that, just like subtracting 21 minus 11, you just place a line like this. So this line is similar to this line. We are subtracting individual values. So that is what I've done. So ensure this line is present the way I have placed it, like that. What next? What do you do? I've said I'm going to make the values of B to be reading same numbers. So what do we do to make them read same numbers? We are going to find the LCM of 3 and 2. So if you know the LCM of it, that is 6, you come and use it. But if you don't know the LCM, which is 6, you come and calculate the LCM. So you can come and find the LCM of 3 and 2, the numbers you want to make to read the same. So we are calculating the LCM of these values. And of course we begin with 2. So 2 does not divide 3, we retain 3. 2 divides 2 one time. So we say 2 divided by 2 is 1. Once you have a 1 value here, that marks the end of it. Then we go to the next digit, which is 3. 3 divides 3 one times, and already 1 has ended, so we retain it here. Now we have 2 multiplied by 3 to be 6. So 6 becomes our LCM. So we have our LCM as 6. Now, what do we do with this digit 6? We want to make these values now read digit 6. Ensure you calculate their LCM. If you happen to choose this other value to be the same, just come and calculate the LCM of digit 2 and digit 1. With me, I decided I want to make B to be the same. Therefore, I'm going to calculate the LCM of 3 and 2, and that is what I've done. The LCM is 6. That means I want to make the first value to read 6 and the second value to also read 6. Come on, let's proceed. Now, what we do with the LCM, which is 6, what we do is this. Ensure this number reads 6. Now you ask yourself, what number must you multiply by 3 to make it read 6? That's a grade 1 question. It's just like someone telling you 3 multiplied by dash gives you 6. So in other terms, this question means 6 divided by 3. Whatever you'll get should be the answer to this missing space. So we want to make this to read 6. What we do, we just say 3 times x gives us 6. So the value of x, whatever you'll get as the value of x, is the answer to this box. So we just come and say, for you to get this missing number, now that it's multiplication, you divide 6 by 3. Come and divide 6 by 3, you get 2. So I will need to multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. So now that I'll need to multiply 3 by 2 to get 6, because I will have to multiply 3 by 2 to get 6, what should I do? I will not only multiply 3, I will multiply everything in the first equation by 2. Meaning, if we are all moving forward in one step, just like scouts or police officers, when they are aligned in a parade, if we say forward, move, all of them make same steps. Like if they have a forward movement, they both make a forward movement all together. Meaning, if we have to increase this number by 2, we will also increase this, we will also increase this, so that we don't affect the values. So what we do, we come and multiply every individual digit here by 2. Because we said we make this to become 6. What do? We multiply this by 2. And not only will we multiply this by 2, we will have to multiply this by 2, multiply this by 2, and this one also by 2, so that every number here is adjusted twice forward. So we come and say 3 by 2 will have 6. So my new equation 1 will be 6b. I retain my positive. 2 by 2 is 4p. So 2 by 2, 4p equals to 260 by 2 is 520. This is my new equation 1. Having now the new value of b as 6, and that was my focus. Then I come to equation 2. I do the same. I want to make this to be 6. Remember, when I was starting, I said ensure you make the values read the same. So this one is already 6, and I also need to make this to read 6. And how did I arrive at 6? Remember, I calculated the LCM of these two numbers. So the LCM was 6, so I need to make both to be 6. Now, I'm coming to multiply, to ask myself, what number must I multiply by 2 to get 6? Same question, just come and say 2 times dash gives me 6. This means 6 divided by 2. Whatever I'll have is the answer to this box. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now I need to multiply 2 by 3 to get 6. I'll have to multiply 2. Now, because I want to multiply 2 by 3 to have 6, I will need to adjust every single value in equation 2 by 3. Like I have to multiply 2 by 3. Also 1 must be multiplied by 3. 160 must be multiplied by 3. And you come and get your new value of equation 2. Now, 2 by 3 is 6b. You can see now I have both values reading 6. Then I retain my operation, positive operation. 1 by 3 is 3p equals to 160 by 3 and have 480. Now I have my new equation 2. I have my new equation 2. And now the work is almost finished. The work is almost over. You come and now do what is necessary. We are now coming to subtract. Now that we have the values reading the same, we just come and subtract. Now we say 6b minus 6b, you get a 0. Then 4p minus 3p, this is just like saying 4 minus 3 because all are p. So 4 minus 3 is 1 and it is 1p. So we just come and write here 1p. When it is 1, we don't write 1. If it is 2, 3 and above, that's when you can indicate 2 or 3. But if it's just 1p, don't write 1. Just write a single p representing 1p. Now we come to the next value, we also subtract. So p equals to 520 minus 480. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 8 is impossible. We come and borrow from this side. You borrow 1, which is 10. 12 minus 8 is 4. And then we borrowed, now we have the value remaining as 4. Minus 4 is 0. Now 520 minus 480, you get 40. In your answer, you have p equals to 40. Now I have p equals to 40 in my first calculation. Now that I have the value of p representing 40, so the value of p is 40, and remember p was standing for pen, so p is 40. I'll need to come and calculate the value of book. I already have the cost of 1 pen, p, which is 1 pen is 40 shillings. Now I'll just come and calculate the cost of a book. What do? You just need to come and use either your original equations. Remember, these are our original equation, and as you can see, we also wrote it here, equation 1 and 2 when we were beginning. Equation 1 was 3b plus 2p equals to 260 shillings, 2b plus 1p equals to 160 for equation 2. Now, this is the original equation. Come and use either this equation 1 or equation 2 to work out the value of book. What do? Very simple. Already we have the value of pen as 40. So come and substitute. Where there is p, you replace it with 40. Now I will use equation 2. I'm going to use equation 2. You can use equation 1 or 2. Either way, you'll still have the correct answer. Now, to me, I'm going to use equation 2. Now, I'll come and say 2b plus 1p. So 1p, which is now this p alone is 40. So I come and replace p with 40 because p is equals to 40. P is equal to 40. P is equal to 40. So where there is p, I just replace it with 40. I already have the value of p as 40. So you don't need to come and again have that value. I just come and say 2b plus 40 because it is just 1p. 40 by 1 is 40. So 2b plus 40 equals to 160. Now I've replaced p with 40 because I already calculated p and got it as 40. Now I've come and replaced the value of p with 40. Now I don't have p anymore. I have the actual value, which is 40. Now we go and calculate the value of b, we come and work out. Normally we say you collect like terms, we collect like terms. How do we collect like terms? This one is a known number, 160 is also a known number. So we collect 40 together with 160, put them together, whereby we say 2b plus 40 minus 40 equals to 160 minus 40. You can see when you have a positive here, you simply come and put the opposite operation, which is a negative. So plus 40 will be minus 40. Then if it could be minus 40, you could have just placed here plus 40. So we have 2b plus 40 minus 40. The same thing you do to the other side. Wherever we have minus 40, the same thing, you come to the other equal side and you write the same value, which is minus 40. Or in simpler terms, we say when collecting like terms, whenever this value crosses an equal sign, the operation changes. Changing means if it's positive and then it crosses the equal sign, it will go there to be negative. If it is a negative here, if it crosses the equal sign, it will change to be a positive. And now that it's a positive, it will have to be a negative. That's why you have minus 40 on the other side. So plus 40 minus 40 gives you a 0. Plus 40, just like saying 40 minus 40 is 0. So here we already have 0. We are remaining with 2b equals to 160 minus 40. 160 minus 40 is 120. At this point, we get the value of b by dividing both sides by the coefficient of unknown, which is b now. The coefficient here is 2. You divide both sides by 2. You divide both sides by 2. 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 6 into 0, 0. So b is 60 shillings, and b represented the cost of one book. Finally, we have already gotten the cost of one pen to be 40 shillings and one book to be 60 shillings. We want to confirm whether we are accurate. How do you confirm? Just come to your original equations. Come to your original equations, equation 1 and equation 2. So we confirm. How do we confirm? One pen costs 40 shillings according to our answers. So, and one book costs 60. Now let's multiply. Where there is a b, we replace it with 60. So 60 by 3 is 180. Added to, a pen is 40 shillings according to our calculations. Therefore, 2 by 40 is 80. You confirm whether we shall have 260. Can you add 180 plus 80? You will have 260. That is correct. We come and confirm with equation 2. We have gotten the value of b as 60. So 60 by 2 is 120 plus p is 40. So 40 by 1 is 40. So 120 plus 40 is 160, which is correct. So we have confirmed our answer to be accurate. This method is known as elimination method. You come and say therefore that the cost of one pen is 40 shillings and the cost of one book is 60 shillings. Thank you very much. Next we shall learn a different method. Keep following, ensure your children learn this. Don't ask me where we apply this in real life. These calculations are applied whenever you go to do your shoppings. Whichever the case, these calculations are meant to adjust the thinking capacity and the reasoning capacity of a student. Not only will they apply it in real life, but also as they calculate and follow this procedure step by step until they arrive at the final answer, they are having the ability to think, the ability to expand their brain, the ability to solve critical problems and challenges that they may face in real life. So some of the complex mathematics that normally come, they are also meant to ensure that your thinking capacity is expanded. Thank you very much. Bingo.